Ready to rock and roll? Let's go. So tarot is an interesting tool, right? And I want to be clear that I don't step on anyone's toes when I talk of tarot, and everyone uses it for different reasons. Psychic people use it for different reasons. People believe in the magic of it. I love whatever works for anyone's. But the way I see tarot and the way I've been taught to use tarot and the way it's worked for me is that it's very, very intuitive. And so you use it as an intuitive tool. And so in my mind, this is a piece of paper with a picture on it, and we use that to move ourselves forward, to get clarity, especially if you're a visual person and you come in from your higher self. And sometimes say, well, you come and you get a reading from me or another tarot reader. The reason you do that is because you can't get clear thoughts right now. You can't find clarity. I will go to another reader for that too if I'm in a situation that I just can't get clear on. And so it's your higher self coming in and saying, okay, what is it you're imagining? What is it you're wanting? And I know you can't get clarity, so let's bring in some cards and someone else that's got a clearer conduit that's actually there to help you bring your energies together and figure out what it is you're trying to tell yourself, okay? Because you're divine, I'm divine, we're from the same divinity. When we come together, then there's that extra oomph to help you get clarity. That's, in a nutshell, tarot for me. And it can be used from anything, from the simplicity of how do I get through my day? Some people ask it to find something they've forgotten, to how do I create my destiny and my legacy? And will I find love? Of course, is what tarot is. We've all used it for that, right? Well, maybe not all of us, but it's definitely has its appeal. And it's there for that too, because what we forget and what people poo-poo on is that love is who we are. I would deign to say that in the spiritual, love is like water without it, we don't survive, right? Or we wither, or we don't become who we really are. So ultimately, instead of poo-pooing on people's desire for love, why don't we discuss why we have such a desire? And that's what it's for. Anyways, I go off on a tangent. So this tarot read is going to go out on all my platforms, but I'm specifically making it for YouTube, which I get very few views on right now. But the YouTube platform is about to grow into depth, and there's a realm of tarot that I feel we all need to say, get your shit together. And I mean that in the nicest possible way, as I'm saying it to myself too, because this is for people that really are done playing small. And that does not mean you aren't quietly retired in a beach on the ocean, but you still don't have to play small there. What is it you like? Are you living in wonder and bliss? Are you living juicy? Are you dancing in your flower garden? Or are you scrolling on TikTok in inertia because you haven't pushed yourself to wonder? Are you not creating your legacy? Why? And so join me on this page as it morphs into saying, okay, even if we give you choices and you pick from your astrological sign, if I'm guided to go that way. And so say full moon's coming and you pick your astrological sign and you see where it's guiding you. Freaking awesome. Doesn't mean that a personal read wouldn't get you more information, but it's definitely going to be a kick in the butt to move you forward. If you want it. If you don't want it, also being human, you can choose inertia. I chose inertia for a long time in certain areas. But I'm challenging you as you watch this to say, I've got this, I'm moving forward because I want to. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you what the power, I believe power in the world is. I think it's love, but love can show up as hate as its counterpart, right? I believe we're all divine, and I don't believe that that's limited to what we would traditionally say is good. If you imagine nothing and you believe it so, and it's not that great, what stops it from happening? I don't think anything except someone else's timeline and someone else's wishing it so. So all that to say, it's all about imagination, and it's all about saying, I'm going for this, I deserve it, I want. It's not even about deserve. It's not the right word either. I want it. And so stop thinking you're not worthy. Stop thinking you can't do it, because ultimately anything's possible, and there's nothing their worthiness doesn't exist. It's truly just about what do you want to imagine into your life. So all that said, to say welcome to White Dragon Tarot. Let's kick each other's asses and get what we want. And here is the read to step us into that. So this week's read that will be going out on there is for getting ready for full moon. Full moon's about releasing. We'll see. We'll talk about this full moon too. There's a lot of energy coming up in March. All right, let's go. So, new shores, right? Are we ready for new shores? Because they're coming. Step out into new shores. Your ship has sailed. You've had the thoughts. You know you're ready to navigate in a new world. You are going to have to hunker down and get ready to do something about it, to tangibly take ownership of your life, to put things into action, to start weaving your world, not just in your head, not just in your spirit, but actually in the realm of the real. So this does not mean, though, that I've gone to new shores, my thoughts have gotten me there, and I'm imagining in this fantastic life, now I will make it happen. You don't have the power to do that. You need to put the steps towards it and believe that the combined power of the divine within all of those people around you are going to help get you there. Your job is to just keep going on. Your job is also to not hold too tightly to your ideas of how things have to happen. And this is what happens, was what I'm talking about. So we're moving to new shores. We're getting ready to start something new. And then we're determined that it has to happen. So my path has to go this way. I will become a lawyer, or I will do this. Or in order for me to get here, I'm going to have to take 6 years of financial degrees or something. That's so limiting. So limiting. And so we're being asked to stop being so limiting, because what happens is, let's just really simply discuss it in this. Imagine this as a complete ball of light, okay? And if I could put pins all over it, an infinite number of pins are all of us, okay? And so that's us, and we create this light, and that's the whole. And so we make the whole. If we weren't there, even if we die, we're still part of the whole, right? Our light is just coming in some other way. So it's not possible for this to exist without our light, okay? This is super simplistic. But what we do as this little speck of light that are all this divinity is we think that we as one speck on our own will decide exactly how we're going to do it and how we're going to get there, and we're going to have all the ideas and we're going to do it all. But what we forget is if we leave it to imagination and the power of everyone to help us and come together, that our limiting light can be helped by all the other lights around it, or at least quite a massive amount of the ones that want to, right? So it's like trying to get all your energy from that one root into the divine, or connecting to the network of all the others and seeing what happens. Which one do you think is more powerful? Okay. If you can do that, then you're stepping out into a whole new world. Like, be ready. You're not going to quite know, but it's going to be fresh and real. So get yourself ready for that. If I could say anything before full moon, which I believe is March 7th, that's the day before my baby's birthday. And we still have a few days till we get there. I think 8 or 9. So I'm going to post on stuff like that. Like, what are you feeling? And not that the 8th is this magical day, and if you don't get the 7th is this magical day and you don't get stuff done, that you're not ready and you can't transform. I've done many moons like this. But when we put a stake in the sand, or we pick a day, or we do a ritual, or we say something, it's like a mark. So I'm just inviting others to come in on that day with me and say, this is my stake in the sand, and let's go. Okay, so watch out, though, in these next 8-9 days for the deceiver. That trickster, that pan, that energy, a lot from your own mind and others around you is going to want to stop you. Why would you put your stake in the sand there? Are you sure? You know, you're kind of tired and you're going through menopause, or you've got a lot of people, or your wife's angry at you, or can you feel all of this energy? So you have to watch for that, okay? And then here's your key. Take some time for contemplation. It would really behoove you to go get quiet and let answers come to you. And also for some creative expression, okay? Can you get into creativity? Create something unique, create something satisfying. It doesn't have to be major, but this is going to get the juices stirring, okay? It's super important. There's so much to say. You could sit here and talk for hours, but I just want to say you've got this if you want to. Life can shift in a moment. Let's take this wild journey together and put our stake in the sand and say, here we go.